Eagles. So this week I wanted to talk to you all about something that a lot of students are struggling with right now. I've heard from quite a lot of people that motivation is a huge challenge right now. This is a real challenge. Even people who have never struggled with this before are struggling with it right now. I get it. It's really hard work to motivate yourself on top of doing all the really hard work that you have to do anyway. So I wanted to give you some tips on how to motivate yourself and get through this difficult time. First, use your environment. When you set up a space that is specifically for schoolwork, it is a lot easier to get your schoolwork done. I make sure that I have a clean desk, and a lot of times for me to get work done, I have to put it in headphones. I sometimes don't even have any music playing in my headphones. It just is like symbolic, I guess. It keeps the outside world out and it keeps me focused. The second thing is kind of like that, and that is get up and get ready and do a lot of the same things that you did before the dismissal. So we can't physically be in the same space, but there's a lot of things that we can still do that were just like we did before. So when you wake up in the morning, getting up, getting in a shower, getting dressed, dress for success. When we look ready to work on the outside, it's easier to feel ready to work on the inside. This is not an easy thing to do, but when you get up, you get in the shower, you get dressed like you would if you were going somewhere, it gets your brain ready to work. And so as much as we can, we need to observe the same stuff that we did before the dismissal. We need to do the same things, keep our day as normal as possible, because eventually we're going to have to transition out of this. And the more you do the things that you did before the dismissal, during the dismissal, the easier it's going to be to transition out of the dismissal, and eventually we're going to have to do that. So I don't want that to be a huge shock to your system when you have to come back to school. So getting up, getting a shower, getting into your place that is designated for school is going to be really important. Another thing that's really important is getting physical exercise. And I talk about physical exercise and sleep and eating right with relation to a lot of different things. Every single problem that I deal with as a school psychologist is harder to deal with when someone isn't sleeping well, getting physical exercise, or eating right. Those are big key factors in everything that we do, in learning, in emotional regulation, in processing grief, in dealing with stress and anxiety. All of those things need good sleep, good food, and physical activity. The last thing that I would encourage you to do is remember the why of what you're doing. It's hard to do anything if you don't know why you're doing it. Why is an education important? Why are you doing what you're doing? One of my favorite quotes is by a man named Viktor Frankl. He was a psychiatrist and a Holocaust survivor, and he said, "Those with a why to live can bear with almost any how." So what is your why? For some people, they know what they want to do after high school, and they know they need a high school diploma to do it. For some people, they're interested in how the world works, and they know that what they're learning now is building a foundation for future understanding. Whether you want to help people or be on the frontiers of scientific discovery or make a difference in the world, education is essential. Education is also essential for independence. As human beings, we will always need other people, but the more education you have, the more independent you can be, and the more you can help other people. Teachers can't force you to learn now any more than they could when you were in their physical classrooms. There's an old figure of speech that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. We can lead you to the best educational opportunities in the world, but you have to take them in. You have to choose it. And if you do that, you can do great things in this world. In the words of my favorite poet, will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you will move mountains. So, be good, be safe, be Eagles, and rise.